You know how some people feel very empathetic towards and enthusiastic about helping and protecting animals, but not children. So if they see a beaten puppy or something like that, or a story about an abused cat, they feel very sad and upset. Meanwhile, there are plenty of children being abused, and way less people feel sad and upset about that. There are articles on social media sites and dating sites and whatnot that explicitly ask people which is worse. Is it worse when animals are being abused or children? And plenty of people choose animals, or at least choose an answer that says that it's equally bad. And this is interesting. Why do people feel that children, little human beings that you and I once were, are on the same level as a cat or a dog or a cow or a tiger, or even lower than them? That is interesting. And granted that a human being is an animal, but they are barely in the same moral category than a cow or a tiger. So if a tiger attacks a human being and slaughters them, it's not a grave tragedy in the sense that that's how tigers operate. It's natural. They don't break moral laws when they attack human beings, and human beings are aware of that. That's why tigers don't go to jail, and there are no courts, and there are no moral rules applied to tigers. At the same time, if a person beats a dog or kills a cat, something is also wrong because it's not necessary. So, why is that? Why do people feel that upset and sad and angry when they see animals being abused or read an article about that, but feel less or no empathy towards children, towards their own species? It is so because it is easier to empathize with an animal and project all feelings and experiences onto an animal than onto a child. Because if you empathize with a child, you have to recognize that maybe you as a child have been abused. Therefore, you have to empathize with yourself when you're empathizing with a child. And this can be really painful to recognize that you have been abused in more ways than you maybe realized. And also, it is difficult because then you have to realize how traumatized our society as a whole is. And this is a painful realization. And also, it is painful to realize that maybe other people don't realize this fact. So, this realization in yourself about child abuse can impact your social relationships and social interactions, and this is also problematic, and one might want to avoid that on some level. Meanwhile, if you empathize with an animal, plenty of people do the same, and everyone recognizes that it's tragic and unnecessary and angering, and there are campaigns, and people feel very proud if they try to protect animals and donate to various organizations that save and protect animals. I guess people do that too regarding children, but it's I would say it's less helpful all in all. So how does one become more empathetic? More empathetic towards children and animals, and basically towards yourself. And this is the answer. You have to become more empathetic towards yourself, empathize with your own past, and then when you process what happened to you as a child, and when you process how reality is around you regarding child abuse, then you would feel way more empathy towards other people, for one, towards children in them, meaning towards their childhoods, and also towards actual children. And by extension, you would feel more empathetic towards abused animals. Also, by helping yourself and helping others, and others helping themselves and other people, all of this creates a society where abuse is way less prevalent than it is right now, both against children and human beings. And meanwhile, when people are getting upset about abused animals and lack empathy towards children, animals feel empathy towards human beings also. And I'll leave you with a video where a dog or a few dogs protect a baby from an abusive mother.
Şimdi seni döverim. Niye yaramazlık yapıyorsun? He?